Give me 5 minutes and I will help you finally rest on the inside. I'm talking about learning how to deal with the exhaustion of the soul. Do you feel exhausted in a place sleep cannot reach? Deep in your soul. The Bible speaks about rest that just isn't physical, but spiritual. The kind of rest that comes from trusting God instead of carrying everything by yourself. If you've been, which we all have, been overwhelmed, felt anxiety, felt completely exhausted internally, then today I'm going to talk to you about learning how to quiet your heart, learning how to release things from your soul so that you can experience the rest that God promised. And if you think about Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 and 29, where it says, "Come to me," which is an invitation. "Come to me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden." When it's talking about laboring there, it's talking about emotional strain. It's talking about unresolved trauma. It's talking about anxiety. It's talking about grief. That is the labor that he's inviting us to come to him so that he can give us rest. And what's also great about that is that he's talking about something that's far greater than physical rest. The reality is that we are made up of spirit, soul, and body. And when we do not address all three, we will still always feel some level of exhaustion. So the first thing you have to do is you have to trust the word of God. You have to trust that he is really inviting you in to come and find rest. The second thing you have to do, you have to be willing to acknowledge your labor. You have to be willing to acknowledge where you are heavy laden. As a mental health clinician, I often see people that are stricken with grief, that are still unresolved when it comes to their trauma, that are still having a hard time acknowledging where their pain is, where their pain is coming from. I'm not talking about a physical place in your body, but the fact that your pain or your trauma was an absent father, or your trauma was actually a mother that was neglectful. She was present, but there was things that she neglected to do concerning you. So you first have to trust God, but then you have to be willing to name your pain. If it's grief, if it's responsibility overload, no matter what it is, you have to be willing to do the work and acknowledge it. Once you acknowledge it, you have to be willing to take the tools to resolve. And what those tools look like sometimes they look like counseling. Sometimes they look like getting a mentorship. Sometimes they look like going to your pastor if he is skilled in being able to help with those specific areas. And then sometimes it looks like you doing the work on your soul so that you can get that rest. That work on the soul means you have to be willing to acknowledge what has happened and willing to allow God, trusting him enough to accept his invitation. Listen, if you want to go deeper, you can hit the link and you can see some of the products that I offer. But also, I am working on building a community where we can actually walk through these things together. That is coming soon. But I hope that this information that I shared with you today, that it helps you in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And I also hope that you have the most amazing day.